Hello and welcome to another of my videos. This one is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a starting guide for the Windows platform. I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to kind of get started with some of my videos. Even though my videos were all recorded on Mac and showing Mac software, it's extremely easy to replicate those on Windows. And so this is kind of a guide on a few pieces of software you can use to get kind of kick-started into HTML development and web development in general. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you I have an HTML document here on the desktop. The nice thing about HTML is you don't need a server, you don't need any centralized database, so it's easy to get right into it. You can open it up with Notepad, actually, which is surprisingly how a lot of people, including myself, actually got started doing hand HTML edits back in the day. So here is showing you a very simple web page. It's really nothing special. It's just a few lines. But when we open it up in Chrome, just shows you an example that yes, it does in fact work. So some of the things I wanted to show were some free pieces of software. The first thing we're going to talk about is Notepad++. Now Notepad++ is a fantastic piece of software. I used it myself for about 5 years before I kind of grew out of it, I guess you could say. And Notepad++ is great because it keeps things simple. It's not an IDE. It is simply a text editor with syntax highlighting and a few other fancy features. It's really nice because you don't have to worry about too much. It does have support for a lot of languages. I myself used it, like I said, for quite some time with a Borland C++ compiler and Notepad++. I was developing C++ programs, including my first video game, for free. The second piece of software we're going to cover real quick is a Notepad 2. Now, Notepad 2 is not quite my go-to choice for the two kind of free notepads, but Notepad 2 is a solid choice, and it has certain things that it's better at. It's one of those things that's a personal choice. Then the third one I want to show is going to be Eclipse. Now Eclipse is kind of a unique beast because this one's a full IDE. Now Eclipse is fantastic. It's primarily aimed at Java, but you can find plugins for everything. So if you're looking to do PHP or even Python, you can find plugins and add-ons that add functionality that you need to get those languages up and running. I recommend if you're planning on going further into web development, or if you're maybe already working your way towards that, try Eclipse out. See if you can get used to it. It's, like I said, it's a lot more cumbersome because it is a full IDE. It has a lot more features that you may not need right now, but it's great to grow into. So with either of those, you just go ahead and modify your HTML documents, create your web roots, and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and for those wondering, yes, I am on Windows 8, and I do have a Start menu. I use a program called Start is Back, and it fixes Windows' major oversight of losing out on that Start button, as well as allowing you to boot directly to the desktop, which is, as I would say, a needed feature. I know Windows 8.1 fixes it, but if you're like me and millions of others, Windows 8.1 simply does not work. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you. Peace.